Live from America's News Headquarters, I'm Kelly Wright. Good morning. A provocative incident between the U.S. and Russia. U.S. fighter jets have intercepted Russian military planes off the western coast of Alaska. The American jets were scrambled into action when the Russian planes came within 55 miles of Alaska. The Russian planes included 2 refueling tankers, 2 fighter jets, and 2 long-range bombers. They returned to their base in Russia after seeing the U.S. jets.
Admiral, we're just getting this in from NORAD that 2 U.S. jets intercepted 6 Russian planes that neared U.S. airspace off the Alaska coast yesterday. In a second incident, Canadian planes intercepted 2 Russian bombers that approached a Canadian airspace. NORAD says the Russian planes never entered U.S. or Canadian airspace. But how serious of an incident is this?
Well, we've faced these kinds of incidents before. We take them very, very seriously, and we routinely intercept them. We'll make our intentions known and to Russia as we always do, and we'll certainly discuss our concerns with them at the appropriate time and in the appropriate venue. It is important that as we talk about these kinds of reconnaissance missions, that everybody has a clear, transparent sense of what we're doing, so that we can avoid any kind of mishaps in the air.
Was there any connection, you think, because there's some speculation that maybe these incidents were connected to Russian anger over the visit to the United States by the Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko?
I've not seen any indication of a linkage to President Poroshenko's visit, Wolf. But again, I think for intentions, you probably ought to be talking to our friends in Moscow. Again, we take these things seriously, and we will convey our concerns to Russia through the appropriate venue.
The night before last, 2 U.S. fighter jets apparently intercepted a big bunch of Russian planes just outside U.S. airspace off the Alaska coast. Now, U.S. military sources say that 1 or 2 Russian planes get close to U.S. airspace near Alaska about 10 times a year. It's not the most shocking thing in the world. But in this instance, it was something different. It was 6 Russian planes all flying together, 2 Russian Bear long-range bombers, 2 Russian refueling tankers, and 2 Russian MiG fighter jets. With the fighter jets in particular, that is the sort of collection of Russian firepower that the U.S. military says it hasn't seen flying that close to the U.S. since the Cold War. U.S. airspace extends just 12 nautical miles from land. The Russian planes did not get that close. They didn't come into U.S. airspace. They were within about 55 miles of the Alaskan coast. But still, NORAD put out the notice about this happening tonight. Apparently, the incursion happened on Wednesday night this week. But with all this stuff happening at once, this is worth keeping an eye on, particularly in terms of whether there's going to be some sort of American response potentially over the weekend. After U.S. jets intercepted the Russians, I should tell you that more Russian planes came back a few hours later and did the same thing off the Canadian coast. So Russia is apparently trying to upset everyone right now. Things right now with Russia are both tense and weird. Just set a Google alert. Keep your eye on this one. Watch this space.